Any one of us could end up in court. You could be a victim or accused of a crime. You might just witness something happen. But the criminal court system is on its knees, which means people are waiting years for justice.
I don't like saying it's broken. It makes me sad. But it's broken because it's not effective. It's not functioning in the way it used to function.
We spent 2 days at Leicester Crown Court with leading barrister Mary Pryor.
There's this old saying, isn't there? Justice delayed is justice denied.
She explained that the police are charging more people, the courts are struggling to keep up, there's shortages of administrative staff, barristers and judges, the prison vans are often running late.
It's incredibly difficult to have to look people in the eye and say, I'm sorry, your trial's going to be adjourned until 2025, 26, 27 and now 2028.
Cameras aren't allowed inside, but we have spent time in the courtrooms, the corridors, the barrister's robing room to witness this problem unfolding. In one hearing, the judge told us directly of his frustration at the delays and the problems they cause. And a prosecutor told us that it means people are getting away with crimes.
We saw the grapple to plug the gaps. Junior barristers like Annabelle having to jump onto unexpected cases with no notice.
It's a lot of pressure, it's stressful. It's quite literally, in my view, the foundation of society, because if you think about it, if we don't have a functioning criminal justice system, we are in a position where you have people roaming the streets who are committing serious offences and there's no retribution for that.
Battling the system too is Giles. After 3 attempts, he'd finally had one of his cases dealt with.
There are so many days when you have to look at yourself in the mirror and just steel yourself and realise you're going to face a day of being in the most unbelievable series of errors or series of issues which you never thought you'd have to face that day. But it all comes from the fact that there's just so many cases going through the system.
And it re-traumatises the victims of crime.
It's draining. Physically, you don't want to get out of bed. Victims I've spoke to feel, what's the point of going forward? And the more that you delay matters, the more that you question yourself. And that's why you'll see a lot of victims withdrawing from the system, because they just think, what's the point?
After just 2 days in Leicester, it's clear how unsustainable this is.
I really worry that we will end up in a situation where people take the law into their own hands. That's the risk. It's fixable, but it requires a significant investment from the police, court staff, the court buildings, criminal barristers and criminal solicitors, probation service and prisons. You know, it all needs fixing.
The government told us it is committed to bearing down on the backlog in England and Wales. But the evidence from court shows the damage it's doing to a justice system that was once the envy of the world. Tom Parmenter, Sky News, Leicester.